digital planetarium is designed to be easy to set up and operate. After you have placed the computer and projector case inside the planetarium, undo the securing latches and remove the computer and projector apparatus from the protective case using the two handholds on each side of the metal frame. You will also want to remove the remote control, flashlight, power remote, projector remote, power cords, extra batteries, and instruction manual. After these have been removed, close and lock the protective case and set it upright. Place the computer and projector apparatus on top, centering it so that it is in balance. Connect the power cords for the projector and the computer in the locations shown. The cords have different ends, so they can only be inserted in the proper power cord locations. After you have plugged in the power cords, remove the lens cap and use the remote projector to power on the LCD projector. You may need to point the remote at the infrared sensor near the front corner. Once the projector has warmed up, you can begin to adjust the image by opening the access panel using the silver knob on the front. The image will likely be offset due to transport. The main control for adjusting the image is a small knob found to the right of the projector lens. By rotating the knob counterclockwise, you can freely move the mirror that aligns the image. Once you've adjusted the image so that it is roughly centered on the dome, tighten the knob by turning it clockwise. You can also adjust the stretch of the image and the focus by using the two rings located around the lens of the projector. The larger ring, located at the edge, allows for you to adjust the height of the horizon, while the smaller ring, further back, adjusts the focus of the image. When you're finished, close the door and secure the locking screw. We'll use a ring of paper to show how these adjustments we just discussed change the image. Moving the knob changes the orientation of the image, while the larger ring stretches and contracts the horizon. You may have to go back and forth between these two until the image is centered on the dome, and then you can use the second ring to bring the image into focus. Now we're looking at the image projected onto a paper dome, but reviewing from the outside. Notice the date and time should be displayed in the southeast portion of the dome, and we'll explore how to interact with the time a little later in the video. You can move the cursor by using the directional arrows. Manipulating the cursor takes some practice. While the up and down arrows are intuitive, the left and right arrows move the cursor clockwise and counterclockwise around the dome, and can sometimes be easy to mix up depending on how you're looking at the cursor. You can select an object by moving the cursor over it and hitting the Enter button in the center of the directional arrows. Once you have selected the object, you can use the magnifying glass buttons to zoom in and out from the object. Zoomed in objects always reorient to the top of the dome for best viewing. Multiple presses of the zoom button zoom in further. You can also use the appropriate buttons identified in the manual for turning on and off constellations, bringing up their names, and even bringing up artwork to go along with them. See the user's manual for a full list of features around these objects. One common use of the planetarium is to observe the moon and the phases associated with it. You can easily find the moon in the night sky by turning on the solar system object's name using the appropriate button and looking for the moon. The moon button is also helpful, as the moon is projected as a small point of light, similar to a star by default. Once you've zoomed into the moon, you can use the +1 or -1 buttons to jump ahead by 24 hours, showing how our view of the moon changes over time. Now we'll take a closer look at the time and date display and how to manipulate it. The controls on the remote are similar to a video player. You can fast forward the time in increasingly fast amounts by pressing the button. Each time you press the button, time will pass faster. Press the play button again to return to normal speed. The +1 button jumps time ahead by a day, while the +7 button jumps ahead by 7 days. The minus button of each type reverse the process. A few of the standard settings can be accessed by using the wrench button. This will display the settings menu. While the settings menu is up, the arrows will only cycle through those menus. They will not move the cursor. You can exit the settings menu by pressing the wrench button again. While in the settings menu, the up and down arrows allow you to browse categories, while the right arrow or enter button enters a category. Use the right arrow or enter button to begin editing the current displayed settings. The up and down arrows can be used to change the values gradually. You can press the enter button to finish the edit, or the cancel button, a circle with a slash through it, to cancel the edit. You can browse additional configuration settings within the menu category using the up and down buttons. You have full control of your viewing location in the dome, including changing the solar system object you would like to view the sky from. Changing your location to the moon, for example, would allow you to make observations of the Earth. You can also jump to any date and time while in the dome in order to view specific events, like eclipses. If you want the correct time to display as local time, make sure to adjust your time zone. Additional settings around time are described in the manual. Chicago should be selected for Iowa's time zone. A few additional helpful settings can be found under the General menu, including the horizon landscape and the artwork displayed for constellations. The Stars menu can adjust various aspects of the night sky. The most important to adjust is the limiting magnitude. Reducing this value will make the night sky look more like what students are expecting to see due to light pollution, rather than the large number of stars that are projected by default. Anything lower than 4.5 is usually fairly common, with 4.5 allowing you to see all the stars of the Big Dipper. Other menu items shouldn't need to be adjusted, but you can find additional descriptions in the manual if you wish to explore these. To shut down the projector, go to the Administration menu and scroll through to 8.3 and select Do. You will have to select it twice to power down the computer, answering the Are you sure question. To put the projector away after powering it down, replace the lens cap, remove the power cords, and take the computer and projector apparatus off the case, placing it on the floor. Unlock the securing latches and open the lid. You can now replace the apparatus in its protective case. Replace all of the power cords, remotes, flashlight, and other materials in their appropriate places. Double check to make sure that you've replaced all the materials you removed from the case. Once everything has been replaced, you can close the lid and secure it in place with the locking latches. The digital planetarium is now ready for transport.